starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and yeah, we're going to be covering it all again today. The daily show, 8 p.m. Eastern, although we're at 7:30 p.m. Eastern today because I'm starting earlier. Why? Because we've been going so long in the shows. There's so much to talk about. It is so exciting. It's so bullish that I've been doing 1.5 hour shows at least, and of course, so we're way over time on those. And here we are. We're starting half an hour earlier, so that we can get through a lot of cool stuff. There's so much bullishness happening on the chain of PulseChain, and of course, it is moving first. It's going to move first. Richard Hart has set the tone, and it's going to be pretty epic. But we're going to get into crypto. We're going to get into stock market. We've got the Federal Reserve result out today. Another bit of a mistake from the Federal Reserve, or is it intentional democratic setup? Of course, I think it's the later and the former. I think both of them are true, but it's crazy. It's crazy. So we're going to get into that. Yeah, and we would have quite the surprise in the markets if we'd got an interest rate cut. That's for sure. But yeah, look, it's just the way it goes. We got to talk about what are we talking about next? We're going to get into Liberty Swap, more Liberty Swap. Liberty Swap is going to be a key catalyst on PulseChain. So we're going to cover that a lot. We're going to get the strategic ETH Reserve again. We got some major moves, and that's the secret sauce, guys. Strategic ETH Reserve, those big corporates moving in there are really going to drive up value for us over the months ahead. It is guaranteed. It is a bullish. You don't ever get close to a guarantee in crypto markets, but man, this is one of those fundamentals that is just it's just so obvious in your face. It's crazy. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we've got Richard Hart on the move. So we've got everything lined up. It is hyper bullish. I'm excited. And so we're ready to do a longer show today. Again, it's going to be pretty awesome. Let's get into the chat there. Frank White, bang, bang, early gang. Big shout out to Frank White there. And if you guys haven't checked out PLS Start, definitely check it out. It's got the whole PulseChain ecosystem written on there. So pretty cool. And we got Orez in the house there. Get lit. Absolutely. Isn't it great to go into this bullish zone? Isn't it great? We've been through the bear market. We've been through all the black swan and gray swan events. And here we are. We've got the white swan events. How about that? The golden swan events, the silver swan events, you name it. It is coming. It is coming. We got Stake Tech says another total banger of a day. Something feels different for this time for sure. Absolutely does. I think it feels a little bit magical. It does. It does. Note to noobs. You should have been here in the rest of us for 2 years ago. We were crying, but yet buying the low prices. Good news. It's not too late. That's right. And I mean, timing has been amazing right now, right? Timing is absolutely amazing. Yep, boy. All right, enough stupidity. Let's get into it. We're going to let me pick up the show there. We'll get you guys to go out and share the show on X, and I'm going to put it to the top as well. So let me do that. Bam. Let's get this X account set up properly. I'm going to smash the like. Don't forget to smash the like and repost. Really does help a lot. You guys do help a lot with getting it out there. So yeah, share show on X and on X there. It just takes one moment to do it, doesn't it? Bam, bam, and let's go. Let's go. We got Rich Land in the house there. Hey, good to see you, Rich. Woohoo! Big welcome. And we've also got post the Crypto Night show out now. Yeah, just take a moment. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm for sure I've got to get more sound effects, but that's pretty much it. The crowd goes wild. Yeah. We do accents and all sorts of stuff. You get into Discord, you'll know that we do a lot of accents. It's pretty funny. Speaking of Discord, if you haven't joined Strategy Club, links in the video description. Strategy Club. It's only $35 a month. Fantastic value. And we've got the monthly report coming out tomorrow. Yeah, boy. The monthly report coming out tomorrow. So look forward to that. What day is it today? Thursday. I'm a day ahead. I always forget. Okay, maybe it's 2 days. Monthly report coming out in 2 days. Yeah. So get that monthly report every month. Multi-chain, of course, PulseChain included. And then, of course, we've got daily updates going in the Strategy Club. We've got our Crypto Night Show Top 10 Index that's in there too, and it's performing very, very well. And regular strategy chats as well. So you get lots of content in there, really good value, and probably most important, we got a great bunch of people in there as well. So definitely join up Strategy Club today. The link's in the video description. Now, if you just want to become a general member of Discord, you can become a community member. That's only $12.50 a month as well. It's a private Discord. There's about 1,100 people in there, so get in there, folks. And what else? Telegram. Telegram is in there too. You can get in there. That's free to join. We've got a lot of teams and influencers inside the Telegram. Big shout out to all those people and doing a lot of great things on PulseChain. So it's a really fun time. Now, I'm probably going to give a shout out later on. We're going to give a shout out to a lot of cool teams that I see doing cool things. So we'll do that a bit later, but very exciting times. All right, without that, let's get into the show. Let's start off with the old stock market and go for gold. Let's go for gold here. All right, stock market at the moment, S&P 500 falls, of course, as Fed signals pause on rates. Now, the market knew that the rates were likely not to change. It would have been a surprise, a real shock, actually, if they had done the right thing. But of course, Democrats, this is one of their last things they've got against Trump, right? And hey, look, they're willing to punish the American people for hundreds of billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars. That's all about power and control, right? And hurting President Trump. They want to make him not be successful because what they do is not successful, right? It's just destroy, and they just reap the control as they do that, right? They win either way, generally speaking. And so Trump's trying to reverse all that at the moment. But yeah, look, September, more pressure is going to come on to the Fed, and we'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, S&P 500 falls. We have had a big run on the crypto, on the stock market. And the Dow Jones at the moment down 0.4%, 171 points to 44,461. S&P 500 is down 0.1%, 8 points to 6,362. And the Nasdaq is up actually 0.15%. And that is up 31 points to 21,129. Now we're in earnings season, right? I think we're about 70% the way through, and we've had a pretty good return. I think it's been about 6%, so it's been pretty cool. And so far so good. And we've got the Magnificent Seven right this week. So we've got more of the Magnificent Seven reporting. Let's have a look at that at the moment. So anyway, Fed at the moment, no change since the Fed vote, but we did have a couple of the Fed governors. I think there's 13, if I remember, or 14, or something like that. And of course, two of them have voted against the rest of the Feds, so they wanted a rate decrease. I remember the federal funds rate is 4.5% at the moment. Inflation's about 2.4, 2.5. So really, the rule of thumb is generally a 1-to-1. So really, interest rates should probably at least be down at 2.5%, not 4.5. That differential is the Democrat punishment on Trump, right? And American people. These guys really don't care. It is that plain to see. This ongoing pause on cuts has drawn the ire of the president. Well, not just the ire of the president, but we've got all these other central banks around the world cutting rates. So why is the Fed not doing it, right? So it's just a bit of a game played here. Who has called the Fed to quickly ratchet down rates to help boost growth? And why is this okay to do as well? Because Trump is doing the supply side economics. He's expanding the capacity of the United States, and he's ramping it up very quickly indeed. We've seen rare earths coming to market. We've seen gas production and pipelines starting to happen. We're getting lots of expansion going on in the U.S. economy, as well, of course, as AI and many other sectors. Data released on Wednesday showed the U.S. economy grew more than anticipated in the second quarter, rebounding from a contraction in the first quarter for the 3 months, right? So the U.S. economy shrank by 0.5% in the first quarter, but has actually grown in the second quarter, and now GDP growth is really, really shining there. Showed growth of 3% in April to the June period. So things are really turning around. No recession in sight, and Trump and his superstar economists are doing extremely well, right? So it's game on. And look, I've been wanting this for decades. I kid you not, decades. I'm not joking. We've had to listen to liberal and now progressive economists destroy the West. Literally destroy the West, them and all the puppet masters, the billionaires and the politicians, destroy the West for decades. It was all avoidable, and none of it was inevitable. It was all part of their stupid psychology and power grabs. But Trump is now bringing common sense back. You don't know how exciting this is. And of course, doing supply side with demand side economics, fantastic. It's not rocket science, guys. And unleashing the potential of the United States, it's only going to have flow-on effects to the rest of the world. It is exciting times. So yeah, I'm super excited about it, and I'm not even an American. So there we go. That is pretty awesome. And we live in the real world, right? We live in the real world here. U.S. private payrolls increased more than expected, rising by 104,000 last month after a revised 23,000 decline in June. These numbers will serve as a precursor to all important non-farm payrolls reading due this Friday. So we've got earnings season with all the big tech companies, and we also got the more economic data coming this week. Now, Meta and Microsoft headline the earnings slate. So obviously we've got the Magnificent Seven on the stock market, so we're keeping a little eye on those. So yeah, that is all coming out. There we've got Facebook and Microsoft will be in the spotlight Wednesday. So here I'm on Thursday already, so it's a day ahead, but Wednesday US time, and of course followed by Apple and Amazon on Thursday, which will be Friday my time. So yeah, the Magnificent Seven, these could very likely push the market higher as we move forward. Now we're past the interest rates, so keep a look out for that. I think we might have a very nice bullish end to the week as with the AI boom really manifesting and a lot of revenue sales as people do, AI agents and all these sort of other things online, which is pretty cool, driving a lot of value. So that's kind of where we are there. Let's go to the commodities. On the commodity front there, we got West Texas there at $70.31. We got Brent oil at $72.75. Both of them are up pretty nicely, between 0.5% and 1.5%. There we got gold at $3,332, just taking a bit of a breather, down $20. And silver there at $37.17, also taking a bit of a breather, down 56 cents. But this is just a nice little pause in the on the way up. So very, very excited about where this is all going. All right, so the next Fed meeting is the final bit of the economic cycle that we're going to talk, or at least economic topic, is the federal rate monitor. And we're going to see what it looks like for September, right? That's the next meeting. And this is where we're looking forward to a change here. 6 weeks and 6 days away. So we've still got quite a while to go. And look, Richard Hart will be looking at this, guys. Richard Hart will be looking at this. 7th of September, put it in your calendars. This is when we're expecting the fireworks to potentially begin. And this would really put the final seal of approval onto altcoin season, although I don't think we're going to have to wait for it. And I'll tell you why in our next topic. So there we go. We got 60% now. We've flipped this back, right? So we had the majority expecting a rate cut for September before the Fed meeting that we just had overnight. But now we've got that down to 60%. But I suggest you this is probably going to flip the other way again, and we'll go back to the majority expecting at least a 25 basis point cuts. Hey, look, we should probably be having a 1.5 percentage point cuts, but maybe not that aggressive, but at least a 1 percentage point. So we'll see how that goes. October, what are they expecting right now? Well, only a 25 basis point cut by October. This would be doom and gloom. This would be such mismanagement of the U.S. economy by the Federal Reserve. It's insane, guys. It's insane. And in December, we're looking at 25 basis point is the majority, 42%, with a 50 basis point cut by then at 33%. That is honestly, these people should be going to jail. People should be going to jail. Anyway, so that's where we are at the moment. 6 weeks and 6 days. Let's see how these numbers flick around over the next 6 weeks or 7 weeks here as we move closer to the next Fed meeting. It is a pretty fundamental time frame for altcoin season there, and it would really put that seal on the altcoin season. But like I said, I don't think we're going to even need it. It will just put more fuel on the fire, and that's because we've got the strategic ETH reserve. That is the big mega theme, I think, bigger than interest rates this time from my point of view. Let's get into that in a second. It's going to be pretty awesome. But before we do that, let's see who else is in the chat there. We got Rich Lannon says, Mike Dean updated the Titan X Hub show to show hex stakes. Hey, look, I didn't say this at the beginning, but I'm going to be doing a special show tomorrow. I was going to say it at the end, but you've got me already, Rich. We're going to be doing a second show tomorrow, a special show on Titan X and on Taurus for 3 weeks of Taurus. Taurus is an absolute, I think, a game changer for Titan X. And of course, while we wait on Jake Sharp to produce his new utility for X28, I think this is an absolute big dream. Now, the other big thing that we're seeing happen with Titan X is obviously the price is down super low. You typically buy low. Of course, there's relativity plays that are preventing people from doing that at the moment. But is the fact that a lot of those projects are coming over to PulseChain. We're seeing, a lot of them. So that's going to be a big theme here coming up as well. So we're getting this use case for Titan X is actually on PulseChain. So that's pretty fun little theme happening there now. All right, before we get into that, though, a special show tomorrow. That was pretty much it. breaking news. We got StakeX as well. Says, what's the best onboard site that works in US Gemini? Sucks. What are Hexagon's using? Let us know in the chat there what you guys think. All right, so let's get on to the big news here. We're going to jump over to, let me just change studio. And bam, let me hide a lot of these things. I hadn't set this up properly. It's what do we got there? Bam, and no, that's not right. What the fuck is what's going on here? What's going here? Well, I got that hiding. No, I want to hide that. I want to hide that. How's that looking? That's better. That's better. But I'm installing the wrong screen here. What the fudge? Let's go this one. What about this one? Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, let's go. Bam. All right, so we're on a better screen now. And of course, what the heck is that doing there? Bam. That's gone. That's gone. All right, so movie magic. Let's get out there. So we got crypto at the moment, 3.9 trillion, down 4.5%. We got 17,825 coins here on CoinGecko. We got Bitcoin at the moment is $117,279. It is down 0.1%. We got Ethereum there at number 2 is actually up 0.4%, $3,760. So we're just below the PulseChain sacrifice amount, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. Only a few dollars. XRP is down 1.1%, $3.08. Number 4 is BNB, down 1.5% at $386. Solana at number 6 is down 1.9% at $175. And then number 8, we've got USDC and Lite, of course. Number 9 is Dogecoin there. It is down 1.5% at just below 22 cents. And then Tron, sitting at number 10, is down 3% at 33 cents. So that's where Tron is at the moment. And those are our top 10. Cardano or ADA there, sitting at number 11. And we got Hyperliquid there with some of the false drama, was it yesterday? Down 2.7% at $42. And then SuChain there, sitting at number 15. So those are the marks at the moment. Best performer over the last 24 hours has been Ethereum. And over the last week has been also Ethereum. So there we go. That is the best performer. Actually, not the best performer in the top 10 over the last week is actually Tron, up 5.7%. There we go. Now, top 100. Let's have a look at the top ones there. Athena still performing. Top 100 in the last week. And, of course, up 30%, 5.9% today. And it's sitting at number 42. Kronos, Crow there, sitting at number 39, is up 20.5% for the week, up about 1% today. Story IP at number 3, up 90% for the week. It's sitting at 75. Number 87 is Curve DAO, sitting up 11%. So sitting at number 4. And Bitcoin Cash there, up 10.7%, up 5% today at $567. And of course, it makes you question, how big a holder of Bitcoin Cash is Richard Hart, right? So that's another good one there. Maybe people can go do some research. There. We got Tyndale in the house there. Big shout out, Tyndale. Thank you, Suitman. You're most welcome. Always a pleasure, Tyndale. Appreciate all you do as well. Big shout out there. All right, so let's jump into some of the top 1,000. We got these are some of the best performers moving into the top 1,000. We got League of Kingdoms, Gods Unchained, and Anti-Grok Companion. So these are all pretty creative, aren't they? So let's have a quick look at Leagues of Kingdom, up 420%. Is sitting number 284. So it's actually in the top 300, which I typically see as the more quality protocols on the crypto. And you can see actually the chart's pretty bad, but it still managed to get a pump and push itself back in to the top move there. So it was sitting about 11.5 cents. It's now had a big pop up to 47 cents. So a really nice move there. And this is on Ethereum. And so let's check it out. Let's check it out there. Let's go to the website. I don't know what I was clicking there, but let's go to the League of Kingdoms. Now, I think I've been on this website before, maybe a couple of times actually, but League of Kingdoms on the move there. So if you love this sort of games, definitely check it out. It actually looks kind of fun, doesn't it? That is League of Kingdoms on the move there. They must have some big news to suddenly pop out of there like that, or some market maker decided to move it. But it is League of Kingdoms doing pretty good. What else? The next one is Gods Unchained. So we've got a lot of games, it seems like, at the moment. Gods Unchained, number 684, so probably twice as high. But this is on Ethereum. And let's have a look at Gods Unchained. It's been around since what? Have we got it on Max Chart? Got to make sure I've got that. It's been around for years, of course, since 2021, November 21, since the last bull market. And it's just had a little pop today. So it was down at 10 cents, up at 16 cents today. So was that about 50%? Yeah, 40%. So we're going to look at Gods Unchained. And let's see it. All the games doing well today. All the games on the leaderboard there. Gods Unchained. Yeah, what's going on? All the games on the move today. It's crazy. Look at that. Yeah, some good games actually. I mean, these are all playable. This is with cards. This is one of these card games. You flip the cards. It's a bit like Dungeon and Dragon with cards, is it? Yeah, so death players there. This is some of the stuff I thought we might see on PulseChain. Is some variations of this, maybe with some cool DeFi and stuff. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we get much of this happening. I guess the closest thing we got kind of happening this is sort of Kane with trade wars and things like that. It's probably the closest. Let us know in the chat there. Anything else similar to this? 404 Mon, it's a little similar. Got some attributes, let's say, maybe not a full-on game like this, but this is sort of an era. If we got one sort of AAA game that was kind of like this, maybe even better, that'd be pretty cool, right? I'd love it. Wouldn't you love an adventure game, or even one of these kind of 3D game environments? That'd be pretty cool on PulseChain. So I think one of them at least could really thrive with the right branding. Characters, we've got anime series, right? So we've got Hog, and they've got their chapter 11 out today. We're going to be talking about that, so that's kind of cool. Imagine if Hog was turned into a game as well. That'd be pretty neat as well. So some really cool things happening there. Let's go to the third one, which is, it's actually changed now, Uranus. We looked at it the other day, so we're not going to look at that again. But one of the other games that was in there, Grok, seems to have jumped out of there. Trending at the moment, we got Gala, Athena, and Pudgy Penguins. Of course, Pudgy Penguins been trending a lot there on the old CoinGecko. So that's our crypto markets. Let's go to Ethereum and have a look at the ETFs, right? So Ethereum ETF, I just want to drive home with some of the action here. Look at all this money coming into the Ethereum ETFs, guys. Isn't this awesome? So we got all this ETH and money coming into the old markets here. Absolutely fantastic. Coming into crypto, right? So pretty cool. Let's turn it to US dollars, and absolutely amazing. Look at that, $400 million days. Fantastic stuff coming in. We've just tapered off a little bit the last day or two, but still doing extremely well. Look at all this money coming into Ethereum, and this is really a huge story for EVM chains, not just Ethereum, but of course this follows on from the Genius Act, and now we've got all the big corporates coming, and it's just the opening couple of weeks, dude, like opening month. This is insane, guys, where we are right now. For those that have been in crypto for a while, you know what I'm talking about. This is insane, and we're just seeing the opening moves. Fantastic. And, of course, competing with the Bitcoin ETFs too, right? Fantastic stuff. So, let's take this mark around 400 million on many days, and that is huge. So, really, really exciting where this is at. Now, what else I was going to look at? We've got a Bitcoin ETF overview, right? And let's scroll down and have a look at Bitcoin, and we can see, we turn this into, we've got US flows. So we've got doing pretty well. We've tapered off with the Bitcoin flows at the moment. 220 million, stuff like that. Typically up, 5. We could get up to $1 billion coming into Bitcoin. So Ethereum ETFs really competing now with the Bitcoin ETFs, and some people are talking about Bitcoin. Ethereum. They're not just thinking about it as the big chain with all the smart contracts. That was kind of the narrative last bull market, right? 90% of the smart contracts on Ethereum, that's value up the chain. That's kind of the big there. But now this time, now we've got the Genius Act theme, and now people are talking about it being, seeing different names like Google, the Google of crypto and all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty crazy stuff. So very exciting where we're seeing this going. And of course, we've been talking about the ETH Strategic Reserve, which is going up all the time, guys. It's going up all the time. And we're seeing not just is it going up, but we're seeing founders of some of these institutions coming onto crypto. This only just been set up the last couple of weeks and months, that are coming up in the future too. And these guys are on TV, on CNBC and stuff like that. The people of these organizations that we're talking about on here, and these guys are saying, hey, look, we're bringing more money. We're only just getting started. And this is the biggest thing. This is the hottest thing. We're talking about payment systems, stable coins, all coming onto Ethereum, benefiting EVM chains, of course, ultimately benefiting the PulseChain Strategic Reserve, as well as the PulseChain chain as well. This is just getting really, really exciting, guys. This mega theme is going to be huge. So, very, very exciting. So let's get into where this is at the moment. We only started back like April the 4th. There was only 112,000 on the Strategic ETH Reserve. And now we're all the way up. Look at this. Only a couple months later, we're all up at 2.7 million. Every time I do a show the next day, it's gone up. It's like crazy. And very, very excited about that. And we've had some major increases as well. So let's talk about that. So we have ETH Machine just bought another 15,000 Ethereum. And of course, the founder ETH Machine there on TV just over the last 24 hours, guys. This is massive. These guys are ramping up and pretty exciting. Now, we're expecting ETH Foundation to continue just to slowly drop down. But yeah, we're getting some really exciting stuff. Look at the smaller ones there. Arbitrum DAO, Ethereum name service also slightly decreasing there. But of course, the big new players are coming into town, which is just hilarious if you think about it. But we're at Ethereum Machine there in the mix. So let's have a look at some of these ones right now. The leaderboard, it is insane. And this is the mega theme, guys. This is so huge, so huge. And we got Bitcoin Immersion Tech. So this is Tom Lee, the famous Tom Lee on CNBC, driving stock market analysis and capital, and now in Ethereum and moving big. They are looking to target, and this is all you need to know. That the only thing you wanted to know about this is that they are targeting a purchase of 6 million Ethereum, and they're only at 10% now, and they did the 10% inside like a month. It's crazy, guys. It is crazy, and there's only 120.7 million Ethereum. And of course, we've got EIP 1559, right? So we get the block rewards, and then we get the fee subtraction, deflation. And so we got very modest inflation, sometimes deflation happening with Ethereum as well. And now we've got a lot of Ethereum staked, so maybe 35% staked. Lido's got like 9 million. And here we are with Bitmine Immersion wanting to buy 6 million. Oh, and that's off the liquid suppliers, right? So that could be you, if you sell your Ethereum, it could be going to these guys. Right, so just remember they've got to find it somewhere, and that's just going to put massive upward price pressure. And they're targeting $15,000 just by the end of the year for the price of Ethereum. And of course, they're going to be one of the key catalysts that makes it happen, if not the main catalyst that makes it happen. Right, wanting to buy 6 million, which is 5% of the supply. Insane. And they've already got up to 625,000. Sharplink, of course, has been driving up as well. They are up to 438,000 Ethereum now. These prices valuations are massive, so 2.35 billion USD, 1.65 billion on Sharp. I mean, this is major stuff, right? Major stuff. But look at ETH Machine, man. Oh my gosh, into number 3, guys. Into number 3 since we talked about it. This is crazy. And we're sitting at 334,000 on ETH Machine, and they're the latest buyers, right? We come back up here. Look at that, the 30th of July there, another 15,000, 56 million bucks just pulled out of the back pocket. And of course, they're bringing all their rich mates in from the stock market, are coming in into crypto through Ethereum. This is the big yield, and it's only going to be huge for them, right? Ethereum, good old Ethereum Foundation there, sitting at number 4, and good what's our best friend, our bestie, our best friend forever, Mr. Daddy is running this PulseChain Sacrifice. That's it. It's sitting there at number 5 and 166,000 ETH. We're sitting strong, guys, and this is going to get more and more attention. Because this percent, look at the supply. We're now up at 2.26% of supply is now in the strategic ETH Reserve. It is crazy, guys. Crazy. It is so good. I'm super excited about this. I just look at this and it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh and fall off my seat, but I can't because I'm streaming. So it's pretty crazy. Number 5 there. We got number 6 is Coinbase. Looking pretty good at 137. We've got Bit Digital, another treasury acquisition vehicle. See all these little T's? Treasury acquisition vehicle. And we've got Bit Digital climbing the ranks, guys, to number 7. It's up 120 to 120,000 ETH right now. And then, of course, we've got a new entrant, Mantle, in the mix. Mantle there, new entrant there, 101,900 Ethereum there. So pretty awesome. Pretty exciting. Look at that, Mantle official. So it's game on, guys. Game on. So another new entrant. I said to you guys, there's going to be more entrants. We're going to see these these early entrants buy tons of Ethereum. And we're going to see all these other capital institutions coming in, setting up their own kind of strategy, like Michael Saylor did for Bitcoin in the Ethereum sign here. And we're going to see more new entrances coming in, buying Ethereum. It's game on. This is insane, guys. This is like getting on anything, like any super cycle early. And we're seeing the magic money come in, and it's only just warming up. So yeah, it's so super excited. So if you think about where this is going to go, it's insane. So at the moment, if Bitcoin and Bitmine Immersion got their 6 million tokens, right, that would be like $20 billion at the current prices. But of course, if they push it up to 15K, then you're up at like 75, maybe $80 billion worth of value there that they help create, right? So insanity, guys, insanity. Where's this going? Can you see the numbers? They're massive. massive numbers that are going to be coming. If we hit 15K Ethereum by the end of the year, now some people of course are talking about a $60,000 Ethereum at the top of the cycle. 30,000 is definitely something that a lot of people like. That's a pretty popular number, but man, we're talking about a re-rate in price expectations as we move forward into the golden age of America, particularly over the next 18 months to 2 years. I think is very exciting. And at the back end of that, we're going to probably get into areas of 4 or 5% economic growth in the United States, only achievable under Donald Trump, and of course his three-legged stool strategy, which is playing out very, very well indeed. And we also know that coming up tomorrow, right, the deadline for the tariffs, right, the deadline for the tariffs there. That doesn't look like it's going to be extended. So, it's either people are going to say, hey, look, we're continuing our discussions, or deals are going to be done, right? Deals are going to be done. We just saw the EU deal, etc. So, I think there's only a few hanging out there, South Korea, India. And so it's not much further to go with that old part of the strategy. So very excited where this is going right now. Pretty crazy. So let's assume that Bitcoin mining, before we go further down the list, is sitting at how much? 6 million tokens. Then that's huge, right? That's absolutely massive. And let me just clear the deck here. So let's say we got 6 million, and we're timesing it by let's do some cool maths here quickly. So 6 million. And we're timesing that by what's that? What did I say? 15,000. Let's say just by the end of the year, it's a huge amount, right? So we're looking at $90 billion by the end of the year for this 6 million, and that's how much we're talking about. And of course, if we get up to this, let's say we get up to some insane amount during the top of 60,000. I mean, you're talking another, what's that? Another 4x. So you're talking about $360 billion. That could be the position that Bitmine Immersion is in at the top of the cycle. Insanity, right? Insanity. So that is pretty crazy. And they're currently 2.35 billion at the moment. So that re-rate in value could be insane, from $3,500 to $60,000, or $3,800 to $60,000 ETH. And suddenly these vehicles become super powerful, right? And of course, a lot of them will be staking and leveraging and all sorts of stuff there. Pretty crazy stuff. So anyway, moving further down, we got Bitcoin. We got Bit Digital there. Is also another treasury acquisition vehicle, and that is at 120,000 ETH. We got Mantle, the new entrant. We got Golem Foundation, of course, sitting there with 100,000. So we've currently got 9 on this list, over 100,000 Ethereum. We also got obviously BTS. That's been a recent buyer as well. That's sitting at 70,000. That's another treasury investment vehicle. And so it's just warming up. We're getting new entrances all the time. We're getting more buying, and we're getting a jockeying of position. It's like a horse race, moving around each other, all fighting for the same Ethereum. They've got to go buy the same Ethereum off the market, right? And they're going to push the price up. So very, very exciting to see where this is going. And we know more stuff is coming from the Ether machine, number 3. They've got big plans. It is going to be pretty exciting now. Then we get down to number 11, Gnosis Safe, and number 12, US government. We know that the digital strategy is coming out right now, right? So they got the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve and the altcoin stockpile. This digital strategy coming out is going to be very, very exciting in August, September, October, that sort of phase. And we're expecting some strategies around purchasing more Bitcoin, potentially around budget neutral, and also around altcoin stockpile. And of course, Ethereum is going to be the number one, right? Ethereum is going to be the one they're after, right? So let's keep a lookout for this US government one. Obviously, this is confiscated. It's confiscated Ethereum here, and we'll see where they go in the future, trying to pick up more crypto, and they could be a major player as well moving forward. And that's what we expect to see. So we could have public-private partnerships, all sorts of things, even related to some of these foundations, possibly the Liberty Foundation there with the old Trump family and all that good stuff there. So we'll keep a lookout for that with the Sun. So lots of cool things happening here. Obviously, Lido, Ethereum name service. Some of them is these traditional established ones are starting to, they're sort of leaking Ethereum for obviously costs or something else, and they are going to fall down further and further. And then we've got some of the blockchain ones, right? Arbitrum, DAO, that's falling down a little bit. Oh, it's up today, but generally selling a little bit there. We've obviously got Optimism Foundation. We've got all these different foundations here. We've got some more treasury acquisitions here at number 2021. We got Game Square, another game one there, Ethereum strategy as well. And then we got int chains also there as well. So we've got some of the blockchains down here. Some of them are going to fall away. But here, right at the top, look at this PulseChain Sacrifice Reserve at number 5. Come on, you beautiful thing. And that's only going to get more eyes on it, right? More eyes on it, just as an asset base there. So very, very cool. We've got BTC Digital down at number 38,000 to 2,100. So we've got lots of cool stuff happening here. Now, what I suspect we're going to see, and this is something we're going to probably cover more tomorrow, is down the bottom of the list here, everyone wants to get on. And we know that Titanx is holding a lot of Ethereum, right? So Titanx is holding, with the payouts as well. That's obviously coming out on day 888, but that is about 4,400 plus the payouts another 1,100 or something. So that would actually put it all the way up here if it got registered up around number 27. So it'd be pretty cool to see. But the other thing, of course, we're going to talk about tomorrow is that DragonX could get itself on here. Helios possibly at the bottom of the line as well. But actually, especially once you get the payout, and that might be an interesting strategy decision for the dude and the community around Helios. Because once you get the payout from the 8 day out, they'll definitely be able to get on this list. And then the other one, of course, is Taurus, which is climbing. Taurus is currently just over 80 Ethereum, and so it's not far away from getting on this list either. I mean, this list here has got 101 for Coinage Media. So yeah, and we've got a couple of new entrances coming in here. Both of them, look at them, Ethereum Treasury Acquisition Vehicles, guys. We've got ETHZilla and we've got FG Nexus, both of them treasury acquisition vehicles. And then we've got Centaurus there as well. It is getting game on, guys. It is getting game on. So we've got all these new entrances. They're going to come into the market and try and purchase Ethereum and build up their bags. And of course, we've seen this big jockeying of the giants, first giants, but it's just going to get fierce, guys. This is exciting, guys. It's like Ethereum is like the new stock market. It's like the new stock market. It's crazy. And of course, we know PulseChain to some degree has also got the new stock market as well, because I think we're going to get a lot of flow-on effects here as well. Particularly, we've already got Sun Soil Mint, Sun Minimal. Of course, that is a new model, and I think it's going to be brilliant. It's an investment, so it's going to go up and down. There's a lot of early free coins, right? So you got to go through all that cycle. But there's big news coming up, in the next 3 months in particular around that. So, but that's another one we're going to break down as well. But then look, PulseChain Saxon at number 5. You got to keep coming back to it, right? The eyes that are going to be on this, right? The eyes are going to be on it. And why? Because all traditional money's coming in. These are the people in the know. Tom Lee, man. I mean, you don't get much bigger than that. When he gets on CNBC, everyone's looking at him. All the big billionaires, all the big institutions, they listen to that guy. And of course, money wants to flow. I mean, he says there's the mega theme on. He was the only one guy last year getting the S&P 500 right. And of course, people listen to him. And so money flows. And look at this. This is about to go mega. And like I said, this could get up to, at the top of the market. It's currently 2.35 billion. Once they buy 6 million, the price is going to go up, self-fulfilling. And then, of course, we could potentially get up to, a third of $1 trillion Bitmine Immersion. And of course, that's going to impact their MNAV and everything else. So it's huge, guys. It's massive. And new entrants is coming in all the time. We're seeing it flood in. Star Hero is new. I mean, it is coming in, guys. And these treasury vehicles in particular are particularly interesting purchasing as well. So look at that, pending. These just came in, guys. These just came in. Honestly, this wasn't here yesterday. These are all just happened. So I said to you, we're on to the hottest thing right now. I cannot tell you how hot this is. That's why I'm going on about it for about 15 minutes, because this is mega. And we're going to be highlighting that. Now, the cool thing is, of course, we could have some of the Titanx protocols on there too. Get on there if they're out there. Tell the devs, get them on there. We've got Eric from DragonX. We've got, dude from Helios. We've got Jake Sharp from Titanx. And of course, Titanx will actually be pretty highly ranked on the moment. But like I said, up about number 27 or so, actually higher there. Yeah, number 27. Yeah. Maybe even higher with the A8 payout would be sitting at number 26. Well worth getting on there, getting some eyes on attention there. Now, the other one, of course, is, as I said, Taurus is going to be getting bigger and bigger. And so it'd be pretty cool to get Taurus on there. So I'm not sure if Cryptographics is watching, but if he is, tell him, get himself on here with the old strategic ETH Reserve and get a bit of limelight because the attention's being brought by all these guys here. So that's enough for that. I hope you guys enjoyed that coverage. But this is the elephant in the room, guys. This is massive. And but on PulseChain, we don't have two elephants, man. We don't have two elephants. we don't have one elephant, I should say. We've got two elephants, right? And potentially three elephants in the room. So we're going to talk about that. So first of all, we got all these big corporates from stock market now coming in, and this is just the opening month, right? And then we've got PulseChain SAC sitting at number 5. Oh my goodness, right? And of course, that's all going to get re-rated dramatically in value. And then of course, we've got our own one, right? We've got our own elephant in the room, and of course, that is good old Richard Hart, and he's basically said it's game on, right? The match is about to be lit, basically, and get ready for greatness, right? That is the words from Richard Hart. And of course, now we've got Liberty Swap, and that seems to know Daddy, right? SAC Daddy seems to be onto it, and is now bringing us this direct buy pressure up to 40 chains and everything. It's so easy now to use Liberty Swap. They're ramping up their liquidity, right? It is very exciting to see what we're getting from Liberty Swap around all this. And this is a key player to watch. And they've blown up on X, of course, and only going to get better and better and better. We're currently testing our 2-year long-term downtrend resistance. The direct buy pressure is activated and breaking records again today. This is only 10 hours old, folks. They are smashing records, 25,000 views now. And of course, they seem to know SAC Daddy. So pretty awesome there. Getting some excitement from the community as well. Here is some special stats now dedicated to Liberty Swap from Pulse Alerts. 24-hour stats for Liberty Swap from Ethereum, $520,000, from Base, $257,000, from BNB, $73,000, from Arbitrum, $30,000. They're going to 40 chains, guys, and they're making it virtually instant to get on chain, off and on chain. It is super exciting, and they're ramping up that offering to that full suite. Pretty awesome. Now, to Base, they've had 58K. To BNB, they've had 28K. Outflow, 86K. So they've had $882,000 come in, and this is just ramping up, right? We've also got other on-ramps. Of course, Ramp now doing a great job. We could have BankX back on again. We got so much stuff coming onto the chain, right? We're also expecting another one potentially in the third quarter of this year, later, maybe probably September, and that's exciting too. So fantastic results. It's just heating up, guys, and very excited to see this. Now, let's just jump on the back here. We've got a lot more people here. We had Xavier yesterday. So Xavier here, we know that marketing and promotions has started, and Xavier here has got 475,000 followers. And this means that, promotions is getting out there. Now, hey, look, I saw a team on PulseChain tell us what DeFi is. Now, I'm not going to say who it was and all that, but look, PulseChain is a DeFi chain, and that doesn't mean that you say, yeah, we protect against negative things like scammers and all that sort of stuff. That's all pretty normal. But, positive things, people can have their freedom on the chain. And so I saw somebody from a big team say, oh, you don't need to get out and promote. You've got to get out and promote. That's what Richard Hart's talking about. They said, oh, we don't have to get out and promote. You've got to get out and promote. And that's what Richard Hart's talking about. He said, get out and promote. What do we do on the Crypto Night? We provide a professional promotion service on the show because teams need it. People need it. You can have the best product in the world, but if you're not hearing about it, it's really difficult. Fine. If you're one of the big giant protocols, yeah, people are going to hear about it. But if you're one of all the other hundreds, it's a very difficult place to be, right? Very difficult place to be. You're competing and you need promotions. And that's exactly what Richard Hart's doing. So it's very consistent. We've got to get out and promote, not just to tens of thousands. We're going to get out to millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, right? It's really that important. And so Richard Hart said, yeah, promotions is on the move. Promotions is on the move. And of course, what do we see from the good old Liberty Swap is promote. And that can be as simple as professional promotions on one end down to community promotions and the network effect on the other end. It's that simple. It can be project teams launching new projects, and that gives something people to promote. All these things are very important, and they bring on more and more people, and they make our community bigger. They make it thrive, and that's what we want to see, right? Very, very exciting. So, and we want to take more and more crypto over, really. If you think of a big crypto world and PulseChain's a certain size, we want to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and take over more and more of it, especially the fact that we're in DeFi, right? We want to get more people out of CeFi into DeFi, right? So where they're really, truly free and can prosper there. So pretty exciting, and have good education too, right? Good education is very important as well. So that's some of the stuff there. We've had some marketing here, 475,000 followers, and that got out really, really, really well. Look at that, pinned up here. 94,000 people have seen this. So a really new audience. Very, very excited. And we're very excited about all this promotion. And the more new audiences, the better, right? More people get to hear about PulseChain, which is very exciting. Now, the other big thing coming out from Liberty Swap is all roads lead to PulseChain. Of course, they're offering this incredible onboarding. So, okay, you do promotions, you get out there, people hear about it. Now, how easy is it to get onto PulseChain, right? Well, Liberty Swap comes out of nowhere, right? No sack daddy, and it gives us all this leading stuff that's hyper bullish, blows up, and now we've got all roads leading to PulseChain, and they're talking about 40 blockchains, and they're making it virtually instant with this on-chain to on-chain liquidity. They come over the bridge with liquidity, set it up, and now they're expanding the liquidity, and they're making it easier for onboard. It's so easy, right? So it's just getting easier and easier all the time. So very exciting stuff coming from the team there, and we can see more stuff from Xavier. I'm expected to see some more big influencers with professional promotions, and it's very important. So very, very excited to see that. Right, so today marks 3 weeks before PulseChain devices reach their destination. So Richard Hart is on the promotion move. It's happening, guys. This is real. And everything that gets us for promotions, whatever it is, whether it's community talk networks or whether it's professional promotions, it's all happening. It's all on fire. And the more of it, the merrier. The more we have, the merrier of it. It's going to be so good. Today marks 3 weeks before PulseChain devices reach their destination. Our team has gasless transactions on base ready in testnet, where it will cover the Ethereum gas fees. So anyone onboarding with USDC base chain can go straight to PulseChain assets. No need to buy gas. Seamless, simple. Let's freedom lead you to the PulseChain. Very, very excited. So I mean, these guys are onto it. They know what's going on, and they're connected to big sack daddy. It's game on, right? So everything's PulseChain to $1. I mean, these guys are onto it. This is not about, oh, we're on 10 cents over here for this token and $1 hex, right? Or $1 PDI. No, it's $1 on every chain. These guys are out promoting. It's out there and making things self-fulfilled, right? Making it realize. It's so exciting. This is the attitude that people need to have. They need to get rid of all the limitations and really just support anybody that's getting out there to promote. Obviously, we're looking for ethical things, but everything that out there that is really, really good. So PulseChain friends, we are the direct buy pressure on PulseChain core assets. Green candles everywhere, coin burning everywhere. I'm so proud of you. And of course, we see the action there on Pulse, right? So it is game on. Just buy. It is very exciting to see all that happening. So really big stuff happening from Liberty Swap. So pretty cool. PulseChain friends keep pressing forward while other ecosystems face panic and sell-offs. We're the ones already steadily moving up again and again. Liberty and the freedom live on PulseChain. So awesome stuff there. And through the brilliance of the God candle and the unstoppable force of direct buy pressure will lead the way. This God candle, right? Exciting times. I hope you guys are getting excited because it is exciting times on the old PulseChain. That's for sure. You must get excited. It is pretty awesome. So we're looking forward to it.
You could get
not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with the halving.
So there we go. There's 2 videos overlaid, but that is how exciting it's getting, folks. God mode candles have got to be pretty imminent. We've got a theory about that. We're going to probably talk about that in another show. We got Liberty has arrived and Hexco. Optimism and hope are back. The charts of PulseChain core coins are looking much stronger. Fresh USDC and Tether from across the crypto industry are flowing onto PulseChain. This is just exciting times on the old Liberty Swap here. We're having some good times here. So let's keep going. So lots of cool things happening there for Liberty Swap. Keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a key road signal to where we're going on this pump on PulseChain. Very, very exciting. Now we've got a few comments in the chat there before we move on into the market results for PulseChain. And as I said, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a special show on a Taurus and Titan 3 weeks that's running. But I think the roadmap's much more clever than people think on the old Taurus. We already think it's brilliant, but I think it's actually brilliant. And we're going to get into that tomorrow. That's why I'm doing a whole show on it for cryptographics. So it's going to be pretty cool. I think he's doing some really, really nice stuff there. Only Crypto, what's up, beautiful people? Exciting times ahead, certainly is. We got Blair in the house as well. Hi, all. Good to see you there. Big shout out. Hey, we got Fat Sammy in the house there. Big shout out there as well. Fat Sammy all over social media right now. Have you noticed that? He's everywhere, mate. Posting out, vlogging on the monster thread. I mean, this guy is everywhere. So big shout out to OG Fat Sammy doing some great stuff there. If you're not following him, give him a follow there as well. And of course, we got Marco in the house there. How about a Tropa, baby? Yeah, well, Tropa's on the move right now, right? I saw that earlier today. We're going to check it out in the markets in a moment. Frank White as well says, Coast gets you right to the PulseChain. Yeah, that's right. So we got other on-ramps, right? So if you want to do a fiat direct on-ramp to PulseChain, you can go from Coast using fiat, and then, of course, get straight onto the CSD stablecoin, right? And we'll talk a bit more about that too when we get the stables there. Good point there, Frank. And, of course, we've got PLS Hex in the house, almost back to half of SAC. Hey, it's funny you mentioned that because someone before the show just mentioned that to me. I was on the phone with, and they said, oh, yeah, where PulseChain's at. So, yeah, really good point there, Pulse Hex. And we've got Hex Creator in the house there. Hey, gang, good to see you, Hex Creator. Big shout out as well. One of our awesome Discord members. So if you want to meet Hex Creator, join our Discord. Links in the video description. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Diamond Hand in the house there. Everything is down besides PulseChain. How the tables have turned, how they have turned indeed. And of course, we saw that from Pulse, Liberty Swap about, we're going to front run the altcoins. Daddy's going to front run the altcoin season there. And we might have persistent buy pressure and parabolics in the view there. We kind of just got back to that foundational level, and I think who said that really well? I think Pulse Hex said that really well. So we're kind of sitting there. Now it's about breaking into that next territory there, and of course, Hex potentially on the way to 10 cents, right? That's the big mindset change. So yeah, I think we've got to get over 3.4 cents, and it's game on. So very exciting. We're up already at 1.5 cents combined on EXPX. So very, very excited about that. So if we got to 50 cents combined, I think there's like a 37x from there, which seems very doable, right? And we're expecting to go much further higher than that with what we've got in store. Man, it is crazy. Do you realize that Genius Act there with the stable coins, that just like we were already bullish, right? But that's just like, I don't know, 100x the bullishness. It is crazy. It is crazy what that has done. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy stuff there. Now we got Matt in Bali in house there says, welcome to you, Superman. Hey, welcome to you, Matt. I keep thinking Matt in Perth. But big shout there, Matt. Welcome everybody to Thursday's football show and crypto. Yeah, I haven't seen any football show talk in the chat though today, Matt. I haven't seen any of that. All right, so let's move on. Let's get into PulseChain results with the markets. And here we are on day 810. And of course, PulseChain has launched on the 30th of May, 2023. And of course, here we are at day 810. I guess we should actually have a countdown for the number of days since the SEC got defeated, which was the 7th of July. So, we're about 3 weeks or so into that. So 3 weeks into freedom and, of course, the golden age of PulseChain. That's pretty much it. We've got Pulse at the moment at quadruple 0493, pretty much at half of the mean sacrifice price, up 108% in the last 30 days. Isn't that awesome? We've got the PulseX at the moment up 120% over the last 30 days at quadruple 0404. We got Ink Token at $2.40 up 64.6% over the last 30 days. And Hex at the moment up 171% over the last 30 days at 1.34 cents on PHEX. And we're sitting at a quarter of a penny on EHEX, still not moving yet, but we're going to talk about that briefly. That is at the bottom of the range between EHEX and PHEX. That could be a nice little relativity pickup at some stage. And of course, we've got the combined price at just under 1.6 cents at the moment for PHEX and EHEX. So really, really interesting to that. And of course, all-time high for Hex, Genesis Hex on Ethereum was 56 cents on Richard's numbers, 52 cents on mine, and very, very excited where we're going to go from there. And of course, I've seen some people talking 50 to $1. I think Somi is in that range, 50 cents to $1, but other people's are in multiple dollars. And I definitely see a potential for those higher scenarios to play out. So very, very exciting there. That's the last 24 hours. But let's go to, last 30 days. Let's go to the 24 hour. We've got obviously Pulse up 7%, PulseX up 9%, Ink Token up almost 9.5%, and of course we've got Hex actually down 0.5% after that multi-day rally to resurge here. But what we're looking is to try and hold a kind of a consolidation zone and then move up. Let those RSIs just cool off a little bit and go for the next move. And maybe on the weekly, we've definitely got room for potentiality for a God mode candle. Yeah, let's see it happen. See it happen. Probably for me, you want to let the daily cool off a little bit on the RSI, and then even have a bit more room even in that weekly, and then God mode candle, so that you can come back and rest nicely on the RSI and consolidate. So that's kind of the play there. Let's go into the gas prices. We're sitting at 1.2 million beats, which is 2 cents for a PulseX swap right now. Validators, of course, on the old PulseChain. sitting at 52,800. So we're up about 150, 200 validators today. That's kind of cool to see. And the bridge there is sitting at $109.5 million. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We're almost over 110 million. That's pretty awesome. We've got ETH at the moment over 7,000 ETH. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a snapshot of this, guys. I'm going to take a snapshot. I feel like dropping more alpha, dude. I feel like dropping more alpha. There's so much stuff I know that I don't talk about just for sensitivities and private conversations and the like. And I'm never going to say anything I had in private conversation, of course. But it's a bit of stuff coming down the line for PulseChain, guys. It's going to be awesome, which is all going to support all this bullishness. But we're seeing $109.5 million US, right? $109.5 million US. That's really solid. We're not far away from going over 110. Now, as you guys know, EHEX at the moment is quarter of a penny. So if we 4 times that, our $23.5 million worth of EHEX is going to become $100 million. So we can quickly jump to $200 million pretty quickly. And so if EHEX is up at that price, what is, how much ETH and stablecoins have come over the chain as well. So really, we can really start balloon out this bridged amount. So very, very exciting there. So we got some good stuff happening here at the moment. 23 million in DAI. That's really climbed back. We were down like 16.8 million, remember? We're now like 23 million. We got USDC at 17.2 million. We got Coast at 10.6. And then we got USDC almost at 5.2. So we've had some major moves, I think, in Ethereum, particularly DAI, and to some degree USDC as well. Now, the question is, are we going to see any really big move on the old rat Bitcoin? If we see good old Sack Daddy, as they say, or Daddy, put that out. So keep a look out for that. Now, bridge and stablecoins are not the only theme on PulseChain. This, one of the mega themes of this bull market cycle, and probably the cycles ahead, is going to be the result of the Genius Act and the impact on stablecoins, on Ethereum, on Circle, on Tether. And of course, this also going to have a glow effect onto other stablecoins, right? So they're going to give a lot more limelight to this as being a top tier category that people are going to look at, not just for stablecoins, for risk management, but also for yield generation, right? Particularly non-US coins as well. This is really going to have, I think, a glow-on effect. So at the moment, we've got 4 liquidity forks on PulseChain, and they are about probably 4 of the top 10. There's about 35 liquidity forks, so we're really doing well there. We've got USDL, which is backed by Pulse from Liquid Loans. We've got PXDC backed by PulseX from Power City. We've got HexDC backed by Hex from Power City as well. And then we've got Ink Printer from Fast Abdul and his team, which is backed on Ink Token, right? So we've got all the cores backing these 4 liquidity forks. And of course, we have about $4.5 million USDL on Pulse. We have 850 on PulseX. We have about 890, I think it is, on Ink Token for Ink Printer. And we have just over $250,000 for HexDC, which is relatively low, right, given Hex. So we may see a lot of expansion there. But it is kind of a percentage of the supply and the people that are willing to go in on these protocols. So there is a sort of a cap here. This scalability issue is a big issue, and that's why we talk about it. Then, of course, we've got Coast, which I think Frank White was talking about earlier. This is a direct fiat on-ramp to PulseChain. And so this is currently at 11 million, just under 11. I think it was 10.6 we said. So very, very exciting there. So if we add up all these, 4.5 plus 16, so what's that? 1.6, that's 5.6 million. We're probably sitting at about 6.25 million, aren't we? 6.25 million, I think it is. 5, 6, maybe $7 million in stables there, if I did my math right. And but we are waiting for the ultimate algorithmic stablecoin, PUSD algo from Jacob. This really is his flagship project, and we are looking forward to it. Hopefully, we're going to get it launched at this half of the year. I know that some people might see that, but there are things happening around PUSD algo, and it's probably a lot more exciting than I think people see. Now, Jacob's got to get over the timeline. Timeline is the biggest issue. Jacob is a genius dev, does brilliant ideas. He's doing Mafia, he's doing on-chain bet. But really the flagship for me, and I think Cult DeFi, is PUSD algo. We're expecting some pretty major things for that right now. Now, you can still participate in the contribution or sacrifice phase for this. The link's in the video description if you want to get a 90% referral bonus. But this is moving forward. That's all we can say. There's a dedicated team developing it, and some other stuff happening in the background, which I can't talk about. But that is moving. The only thing I have to say is it's got to be good timing, and the good timing, of course, is in the months ahead of us. for this theme. So yeah, looking forward to that. But the issue this solves is massive. There's a thing called the stablecoin trilemma, and one of the issues is scalability. And of course, these liquidity forks don't really do that to a big degree. They get capped out by percentage use and supply. But with PUSD ALGO, it's more like Terra Luna, but done correctly, right? Instead of having humans involved, you're going to have what they call stability miner bots operate. So miner bots, and people provide liquidity to help support those, and then they end up supporting the peg. And the peg itself will be based on, so PUSD, PulseChain USD will be backed onto probably USDL, the liquidity fork. So it's got double stability there, plus the stability miners coming in supporting the peg. And of course, then people can mint out as much Luna, buy as much Luna out, and then mint as much stablecoins they want. So this expands the scalability massively, right? And this is the opportunity that's sitting there. And we saw this operate successfully on the live chain as a test for about a month and a half. And it was actually making money too, which is the crazy stuff. And the amount it was actually doing really well. And of course, this is going to be on a platform. So I'm pretty excited about this. Jacob's got to get it over on the right time. Timing is important. We know that the Ethereum price is going up, so all the money contributed so far is going into the protocol. So this is not a sacrifice where all the money disappears somewhere and they spend like 10% on development and then the 9% get all that. No, this is pretty much the majority of the funds are going into the liquidity pool straight away. So they're going to PUSD ALGO, they're going to have Luna, all the liquidity is going to set up, and the majority of money is going in there. So it's very cool from that point of view. So yeah, but timing is key. Timing is key. And this could be a major scalability for the DeFi coins on PulseChain in particular, probably more fundamentally. So we could have, if we get the ultimate first stablecoin that's algorithmic on PulseChain, imagine that, just another beacon of light in DeFi. And that's birthed, that's genesis on the old PulseChain. Just another cool thing that we can say, this is what we've got. So I'm very excited about that, and potentially could be scaled up onto other chains as well. So looking forward to that. Bring it on, Jacob. That's all we can say. And very, very excited there. All right, the sooner the better. Timing is key. No need to wait 2 years to put every protocol out. Let's get these protocols out within a much shorter time frame. And of course, Ethereum is re-rating, therefore the contribution's re-rating, and hopefully we'll get into enough liquidity there by the end of the year that we can have this launch. So very excited there. All right, so that is kind of cool stuff happening in there. Now let's jump into, before we get into some of the project updates, how we're doing for time. We're doing now in 2 minutes, looking pretty good, 12:30. That's why I started half an hour early, guys, because we've got a lot more to talk about. So yeah, very excited about that. And Matt says, I got my Russian friend into PulseChain, loving the green candles. She's over the moon. Also big to them, a huge earthquake hit Russia. Yeah, I saw that, particularly around like even in the nuclear sub base, so didn't it get hit? We got Q-Baller there. Morning all, good to see Q-Baller, big shout out. Matt said, did they need 500K minimum before they would launch? I think that's probably about right, Matt. So, meaning, once we get to ETH to say maybe 6,500, 6,500 or 7,000, that may be enough. Now, originally they were talking $1 million, but I think they could do it with $500,000. Because remember, when you put stuff into pools, particularly, I think if they're using, I think he was going to use a V3X. But you could still do a full range, right? 3DX, V3, and then you'd basically double the money, right? So, but you've got to set up liquidity for the stablecoin, which will be your main liquidity pair, right? So if we see the sort of the amount that's in the stablecoin from Ink Printer, for example, the majority of liquidity sitting in that stablecoin pair, it probably mirrors something like that, is my guess, and then a smaller amount of liquidity for the main token Luna, which would blow up. If you blow up Luna, you're going to get more Luna to go make more stable coins, etc. So it's probably the way it will be. And even if we use minimum success, like minimum success for me would be something around the imprinter mark, that could give you, a pretty incredible return there. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be pretty cool. I did some numbers on that last night actually in the Discord. So yeah, if you were there, you're lucky. I think there was only one person there, so they were lucky. That's how it goes. So join up Discord at the moment. Get in there, and we do some cool maths, trying to work out some practical and realistic scenarios. And of course, anything that's above that is all jam, as we say, all jam. Maybe I need to sack a fraction more, says Matt. Hey, look, man, I'm pretty bullish about it, and I think it's going to be a pretty solid protocol moving forward. And of course, as soon as we get more info, we'll let you know. But yeah, hopefully Jacob really contains that time frame and not have time slippage. That's really, really important. It is his flagship protocol, so let's see how he goes. We got Helgo in the house there. Hey, big shout, Helgo. How was it? Hello, PulseChain friends. Everybody having a good times. anyone buying Hex. I think a lot of people have been buying Hex for sure. It's been a good time. Now, you know what about ALGO? ALGO's been doing terrific, hasn't it? And we talked about it yesterday, actually, on the live show. I'm not sure if you were here. But yeah, ALGO's been doing really, really well. All right, so let's get into the market, shall we? And talk about that. Get into the chat there too if you want to. And don't forget, if you just jump in here, don't forget to smash the subscribe button on YouTube. We're streaming to 3 YouTube channels, guys. The Crypto Night Show, Superman Crypto, and PulseChain X. And of course, if you're on X, don't forget to smash the follow. We're heading towards 1,000. We're having to rebuild, right? My old big channel got pulled down for no good reason. You know how social media is these days. And we're rebuilding again. So definitely smash the follow and get out there. As you guys know, we're also, Crypto Night Show is the first professional promotion service in PulseChain that I'm aware of. And so if you're a team out there, you got a great idea, then and need promotions to reach the market, let us know, hit us up. And that's very, very modestly priced as well. But we put our actions follow our words, which you guys know. So get out there, folks. It's exciting times. Now, we've already turned down a number of projects that don't meet our standards. So if you've got a crap project or it's whatever, it's a no. So there we go. All right, so pretty cool. Let's move on. We got Matt says 455K so far. Looks like. Come on, Superman, show us your style pump to another 45. Hey, look. No, the reality is, Matt, that that includes bonuses, Matt. That includes bonuses. So what we need is the Ethereum price, because most of that stuff's sitting in Ethereum, not all of it. Majority sitting in Ethereum. And you can put it into like Frankable or Fatty wallet, the sacred address, and you can see the value there. So it's probably a good idea to do that. And then, of course, once ETH goes up, so if ETH is 3,700 now, once it gets to 6.5, maybe 7K, I think that's probably where it's probably adequate enough of actual liquidity. And then, of course, once you put into the V2 pools or a V3 at full range, you can then, basically double that value to $1 million, right? Pretty much. But it will be split, as I say, across, PUSD with liquidity relative to a smaller fraction to probably ALGO, which is going to be the main token. And then, of course, they're going to have 2 others. They've got the reward token, which is 1-to-10 ratio, which is going to be there as well, and so forth. Yeah, I might bring it up. Well, maybe I don't actually have it on this browser, but maybe I'll talk about that coming up tomorrow. But anyway, if anyone wants to get a 90% bonus, you can do that. Links in the video description. Now, if you want to get to the second bonus, which is a bonus X, you could have to do about $841 plus the 90% that we get to 1,000, and then you will get a random number between 1.01 and 2x. That would be your bonus for that. So that was a random bonus. You could get up to 2x bonus, but like I said, I don't control it. It's random. That would be a second bonus. If you did $840 plus the 90%, that would get to 1,000. That would trigger the second bonus. If you do under 1,000, even $999, that won't trigger the second bonus. So just remember that. So you might as well, give up that coffee and do the bonus. That's how it works. Links in the description. 90% bonus straight off the bat there. All right, so let's jump into the marks here. We've got $43 million at the moment for the PulseChain. And let's go through the browser. Before we get into the results, let's go into the different dexes. We've got PulseX at the moment. Out of that 43 million is doing 37.6 million, so the majority of it. But 9mm is doing some pretty exciting stuff. $4.3 million. That's pretty good, right? What a re-rate. That used to be doing like 3, 4, 500,000. It's now 4.3 million. How times have changed. And I suspect it's probably going to get over 10 million, maybe, even higher. I mean, the higher we go, we're expecting some big stuff. This could end up being $100 million by the time we start really mooning on PulseChain, just on 9mm alone. And then, of course, 9-inch as well. 9-inch is on the move. 693K finally on the move there. Most of the volume is actually coming from SolidX and 9-inch itself. But, man, we are seeing some stuff there. And guess who's back? From the Backstreet Boys. It's good old 9-inch founder there. Of course, remember the sacrifice for that was $16 million, wasn't it? $16 million, if I remember rightly. So yeah, Hexy Bastard is back. He had this post here, and he said he's pretty much back here. So let me jump through here. This is on the 30th, so this has just happened here. 9-inch still chilling with nearly 5 million liquidity, and of course, I haven't streamed for 7 months. Big things are about to happen. So it looks like 9mm could really start to be on the move here. Remember, he got $60 million sacrifice. You can decide how much money he contributed into the launch of 9mm, but maybe 9-inch is about to go legit up to the upside. We're going to see what he's got in store, but yeah, it could be pretty cool. with the initiatives coming out there. So yeah, we'll keep a lookout for that. That's a tip of the day. Is that the tip of the day? The tip of the day there. Right. All right, Matt says, okay, yeah. So as ETH goes up, the balance goes. Not long to go. Yeah. Hey, look, maybe I'll do some spreadsheet. Do you guys want me to do? I don't really generally do spreadsheet stuff online, but maybe if I precursor it, because it takes a little while to set up a spreadsheet. I know that Top Gun Hexady and he does that on his stream, but that's kind of not my style. I like to, if I was going to do it, I'd probably preset it to some degree and then just do the reveal as we walk through it, which is probably a lot easier to actually follow too when you're doing it that way. I'm a big fan of Top Gun Hexady, and of course. There's some amazing maths on the stream, but yeah, it could be pretty cool. So yeah, so as the ETH goes up, the balance goes up. Yeah. Maybe I'll pull it up now. Matt. We might do that at the end. I'll do that especially for you, Matt. We can pull it up and we'll just have a look at the value as well. And I'll just have to copy things over and do that. We'll do that. That's the last thing. That's a bonus for Matt there. bonus round. All right, let's get into it. So yeah, 9 there. Like I said, sitting at about 690k. That's a huge jump. Remember they were doing less than 100k. Now it's almost 700k, and we got PDEX division doing 265, and of course Uniswap, particularly yesterday, was doing very well. Today dropped down to number 5 there at 127. Now this doesn't include the PH Universe stuff like Famous and Fiat and all that. Remember that's all sitting off here, but that's also out there. I wish that was included, but we don't have it, so just take note of that. All right, so let's jump down into the top leaders at the moment on the old PulseChain Results. So we got this token's been around for 23 hours. Good old Fox from yesterday. This is kind of a weird thing. It's got hardly any volume or anything. So I don't know what's doing there. It's on there, so we're going to ignore it. We've got Honey, though, that's been around for 5 days. It's up 180%. We've got PYX Index up 163% as well. We've got SHIB Inu on the move. And, of course, that's been over 2 years. That's ticking up there 26%. Good old meme coin there, forked meme coin. Let's have a quick look at that, shall we? Just out of interest. Got pumped just the last couple of days, really. So take note of that. And, of course, be careful out there when you ever see charts like this in particular. But let's see really quite well. So that is where we are. So just be careful about that. I haven't got an RSI on here. It's probably the best bet to tell you. Maybe we'll just add one in quickly. So, I wouldn't really want to be buying into that right now. And it's pretty hot on the daily. So that's you probably missed that one for the time being. Probably wanted to cool off a little bit there as well. So just take note. You do what you want, but that's just the RSI interpretation. Now we've got IRS or Ink service there from the latest farm, the PulseChain farm. Performed like a boss, launched at the perfect time, and that's up 26% there. Tropa, of course, people talking about that on the move. That is definitely on the move, 25% James Maria, of course. And let's go look at this chart as well. And we might go to, that's the daily chart. You can see it's doing pretty well, 16 cents. But let's go to the weekly. And let me just quickly check something there. Yeah. So let me go to the weekly here, and that is the weekly chart there. So, wow, looking like a boss, isn't it? Good old Tropa there. A lot of drama in that chart. You can see back here, a lot of drama back in April. But man, that is on the move. This is a dive here. But yeah, look at that crazy stuff. Some big volume coming in. Highly manipulated market maker. Let's look at market maker chart. But that is we got Blitz as well. So Blitz and Blitz and IRS all part of that PulseChain farm. That's up 24% as well. Monet, that's part of this one up here, this honeybee. I'm pretty sure they're both related, those two. I haven't really done much on those, but I think those two are together. And that's up 20%. They're kind of a copycat, are they, a little bit of Tropa? That might be a bad analogy, but they're kind of following that kind of ecosystem as far as I can tell. We've got Teddy Bear, of course, along with the Tropa. Teddy Bear is with James Maria up 20% as well. Let's go a quick look at Teddy Bear. A good old Teddy Bear. I'm trying to do that New Yorker accent of Teddy Bear, the movie, which I love. But that's being pumped today. And that is, let's have a look at over the weekly because we've got so many charts on here. Bam. All right. So that is the weekly chart there. So yeah, it's moving up real nice too. 7 zeros, 2000 pretty much. It's kind of in this long run sort of position, isn't it? Where it's faced resistance at this level. The RSI's got plenty of room to move on the weekly though, 52 guys. So it has got plenty of room to move. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, it's still got room to move on the daily and the 4 hourly there. It is a little hot, but probably still got a bit more room to move. But certainly in that horizontal resistance as well. You could put some moving averages in there as well. But it's got a lot of market makers there. So yeah, not too bad. Probably got a little bit more room to move there, or just consolidate at the very least. What else we got? Love.io. This keeps moving up, 19%. This is kind of, for me, Love.io's at the moment, at least, is like baby Sun Mini Meal. And they got their Luffy.com store, which helps to bring a bit of capital onto Love.io. But we are waiting for, like their app and any network effects that they can do, platforms. That is up 9% as well. This is from Anders. We have had Anders on the show. Let's look at the daily on this one. Yeah, so daily's looking real good, right? Real good on this. Let's look at the RSI and see if this is really got room to break out. Yeah, this has got really nice room to break out further. This could be really good, guys, on the old Love.io. We got down at 62 on the RSI, so that could be real nice. 4 hourly there, just a little hot right now, but plenty of room to move. And on the weekly, surely the weekly is really low. It's just started printing a weekly. It hasn't been too long. Look at that, only a few weeks, but that has got plenty of room as well. So yeah, we might see Love.io push higher here in a little wee while. So kind of cool. Window of opportunity there potentially. What else there? We got USDC on the move there, sitting at 00038. That'll be pump tires. So we've got all these copies, right? We've got Aave as well. That is a PRC top PRC 20 that is up 17% as well. Let's quick look at Aave. And we're going to look at that on the week. There's the weekly chart. So yeah, nice rebound. We're down at 13 cents, now at 45. That's happened inside like 6 weeks. And so this looks like it will probably continue to push higher as well. I'm not sure what the RSI is on here, but always good to use at the very least to have the RSI. Then when you know kind of overbuying, you're kind of risking it there, or there's room to move because you couldn't cool idea. But of course, one TA indicator is just not enough. You need at least probably have some horizontals, some trend lines, some moving averages to help give you a better idea. And then, of course, there's always trading patterns as well, right? Which is kind of the next level above that. So kind of cool, 45 cents at the moment on that one. Plenty of room to move on the weekly. Plenty, daily's getting a little hot almost, but possibly might tap 50 cents or something. We'll see on the 4 hourly. What we got there? Yeah, it's getting a bit hot. So yeah, 45 might consolidate here. Just be a bit more cautious over Aave right now after that bump. All right, so Incognito up 17%. We've got Hex A. So Hex A is part of these other ones, right? Hex A, Blitz, and RSS. That's all part of the PulseChain tokens with Ink Token, Hex, and PulseX. But that's on the move, up 17%. So they've just launched at the right time, right? Got good protocol from the looks of it and doing pretty well. Now, BFF there from OG WebChef up 15%. Pump Tires there from Richard Hart, 14% at the moment. Let's have a look at Pump Tires. It kind of lagged behind some of the other pump tires, didn't it? But look at that. The big volume candle came in and market maker and on off it went 1.6 cents right now. Let's look at the daily. That was the 4 hourly. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, it's been pumping for a couple of days now. Remember, there's only a limited, right? All these have billion tokens. I'm not actually sure how many are in the main address there either. But that could be pretty cool. Let's have a quick look, shall we? See if it comes up. There's a billion tokens, just like any pump tires. And let's have a look at the holders. 3,900 holders. And look, so the main wallet, there's 78%, plus the LP pools sitting with a couple more, so over 80%. They're locked up. So not a lot to apply, really, less than 20%. So yeah, pretty cool, less than 200 million tokens. And so pump tires there on the move. Now, obviously, you're competing with other protocols, but this is kind of the branded name for pump tires. And of course, Richard Hart included it in his bullish post on the 28th, I think it was. So pretty cool. Right, what else? We've got Teddy Takeover sitting at up 14% as well, sitting back at 4,600 of a penny after that pretty aggressive sell-off at a nice rally. And then a brutal sell-off there, and has been back up again, right? So that is it. It's getting a little hot on the RSI on the daily, but hasn't got much room to move. It's sort of trailing around there, but surely the weekly is pretty low. So that is the mix there. Let's see what the weekly looks like too on Teddy Takeover. That is it right now. So plenty of room on the RSI. Look at that. It's only printing a new RSI 45. So we could expect to see some pretty aggressive things from Teddy. Probably needs to, it's still got a bit of room to move to higher actually before a bit of consolidation perhaps. What else there? We got ALGO, of course. We had the ALGO in the chat there, I think earlier. That's up 30% as well. 1/1600th of a penny. And this is the weekly candles. Look at that. Fantastic, right? So ALGO performing like a boss on the back of Hex. Very, very cool. Look at that. And looking spectacular. That's on the weekly. RSI. Let's all look. Bam. It's just slightly oversold period, so be a bit more cautious. May need to consolidate a little bit around here, and in the daily they're definitely hot. So just probably wait for it to have a little bit of a testing, maybe come back and test 1,000 again, 1/10 of a penny. But if Hex keeps moving higher, has another little breather and moves higher, keep track of those trends there. ALGO says 46.7 million liquidity. Yeah, impressive indeed. All right, so that's kind of cool. If you are using pools that have a lot of pools across all the PulseChain, PUSD is probably one of the better ones to use because they row through all the pools, even better than Hex, for example, and potentially GoPulse. I think, and all those others. GoPulse got the issue of the extraction issue, which is not great. But probably PUSD is probably the best one overall. So yeah. All right, so we've got a couple more comments here from ALGO. 250 million Hex and $6.7. Kind of cool. What else there? We've got Trev in the house there. Great work, Superman. Still making money. Teddy Bear, P-Die, looking good though, says Trev. Big shout out there. Who else has jumped in the chat here? Not sure what we got a couple other comments there. We'll do something here. Let me see. Superman, I just searched for USDC on Coinbase, and the third option to come up was USDC bridge to PulseChain. Oh, cool. This must mean something, right? Probably does actually. High stakes. Your demand. We still get blocked on the main cause, but maybe that's going to be passing away at some stage. We get a lot of false. Did they all put us back on when we bet the SEC? No. There's so much politics involved, and that's why we love DeFi, right? DeFi is about freedom. Matt there says last cycle's monitor was Shiba Inu. The cycle's investors are on PulseChain. Yeah. Monsters bloody spell check fake. yeah. All right, so kind of cool. Let's move on. So we're up to Ink token there, sitting at number 26, all up like 13%. DAO token pump ties. We've got a couple of pump ties here. DAO die on pump ties as well, sitting at 1/10 of a penny. Staked ETH up 12% also, looking pretty good. What else we got going on here? We got TFC Fitzgerald up 11.5% there. Now, I want to say a little comment about this, right? So we got these tokens that are largely held by a very small bunch of people. And so the price can be pushed up quite high. And I wish the project very well. The only thing I would say is that it just takes one person out of that little group that holds the tokens to capitulate. So just take note of that. That's the only thing. We've seen that many times in the past. That being said, I do wish the project well, but just note that issue. Once more and more capital goes in here, it can get tempting for even a tight-knit group, especially if it's not locked down, right? Which is the case here with liquidity. So just take note of that. But once again, wish them well in that project. SolidX at the moment, $14.63. As you guys know, one of my Magnificent Seven. Yeah, baby. Good old Firewall here. This could be something that we see absolute sparkles on the old PulseChain, and we're looking forward to that big decentralized casino X game crash game coming up first. So this is going to have the big buy and burn. It's going to be omni-chain as well. It's going to be the game's going to be on the decentralized casino on many chains. It's going to have, as far as we know, a pretty significant budget, probably the first big budget outside maybe Richard Art that may get pushed in play, possibly bigger. And so also network of influencers. This could be legit. We're expecting at least another 3 products, I think, out. We've already seen the Telegram Trader bot come out, and they've got a big prize competition on for that at the moment. But we are looking forward to some major stuff with the decentralized casino from SolidX and Firewall. So big shout out to him. And, of course, Randy Alaski's involved in this and other people. So I'm really excited where SolidX will be going. And this is in my Magnificent Seven, right? Pretty exciting. So keep a lookout for that. And so my Magnificent Seven doesn't necessarily have, projects that are doing well now. They may be projects that are going to be doing well in the future, but I think have particularly large-scale potential. So you see they're more of an investment type of mindset as opposed to like the near term. Just take note of that. So in the near term, they can always pull back and do all sorts of funny things, but actually over time, expect them to do pretty cool things. So from memory, my Magnificent Seven has the PulseChain course. Also has SolidX, has PC the Grays, and it also has as the big DAO, and also has Sun Mini Mill. And of course, Sun Mini Mill is probably the most volatile out of those, but potentially has the biggest long-term path out of all of them in terms of valuation. So except for maybe Richard Art stuff there, but it's going to be pretty awesome to see where this all goes. So it's $14.62 right now on SolidX on the daily. Let's add an RSI on this, shall we? But we're expecting some big news to come out for the old SolidX So keep a lookout for that. That could be the juggernaut in the room. And yeah, we're sitting a bit overboard at the moment at 76 on the daily. So just take note, probably needs a little bit of consolidation here, but we have busted through previous resistance at $13.89. And of course, if PulseChain continues, this could stay very elevated. There's no reason why at 75 it couldn't go to 90, stay a bit elevated and stay up in this channel for a while. We've definitely got, I think, room on the weekly, so let's go to that as well. So yeah, plenty of room on the weekly. So we could stay with a hot RSI for a little bit as well, especially, and we get some news, man, boom, 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 chugga lugga lugga. Imagine we get like Gold Mode candle and we get X Game news at the same time. Go to the monthly RSI. Go to the monthly RSI. See, even longer time frame. We got hardly any, but we only just started printing the monthly. Actually, how about that? We just started printing the monthly, and we're way oversold. We're oversold. So yeah, bring it on, bring it on, bring on the news. All right, so it's kind of cool. Looking at the 4 hourly, let's have a quick look at that. The RSI is obviously running a bit high, and but look, like I say, we're in good times right now, so expect that probably to remain a little bit elevated. Trading sideways here and pushing a little higher. Now you got to remember that if we go back to the let's go back to the daily show. No, we'll go back to the weekly. Probably a better idea here. So remember the second day, this went up. The second week here, or at least within 10 days, I think it was, we got up to $236 on this beast, and I think it's about to have another go. $236 was in the day 10, I think it was, and yeah, it's pretty hilarious. $14.60 now, and we're expecting all the products to launch now. So, and the buy and burn. So it's going to be pretty exciting here. My Magnificent 7 of the old SolidX. All right, so then we've got PulseX coming in at number 33, up 10% or so. We've got Surf Token from Crypto Paradise. Now, this has got to be another hot project on PulseChain, right? This community, Crypto Paradise, are amazing, professional team, looking incredible, right? And this is starting to move off the bottom. We had a big whale sell, so if you want to know why there's so much sell pressure, there's apparently a big whale leaving. They're apparently out now, and now it's back on the move, right? So up 2 cents. So, you can look at a chart, but if a whale decides to suddenly move, I mean, there's not much you can do about it, right? Just you've got to, endure the chart. We saw that on Sun Minimal, right? Got rolled by a whale with a lot of pretty much free coins, right? We don't know who the whale was or whatever, insider whale or someone in PulseChain that knows what they're doing, with some in Germany or something, and sold the thing. We don't know, right? So there are German influence out there. If I don't know if you guys know, there's people of all different countries, that are influencers on PulseChain, not just English speaking, of course. But yeah, it could be one of them. Who knows? But that is currently at Surf Token is on the move. We're almost back to 2 cents. And this team is just one of the hottest teams, without a doubt, on PulseChain. These guys are doing, I would say, I don't know, I think they're probably doing 20% of the engagement on PulseChain, something like that. I mean, I'm just taking a good educated guess, but this how serious this team is, right? I could put on my hand probably, a dozen people that I think are taking up on a consistent basis, not just on a one-off, but on a consistent basis, the engagement on PulseChain. And I think these guys would be 1/5 of that, honestly. Yeah, pretty cool. So that is they're up 210. So we're going to be really looking forward to it. They're doing tons of partnerships. They got a big DAO. They got a big partnership program. They got different categories of DAO ownership. These guys are all over the place. They're pretty hot. So we're looking forward to Crypto Paradise and fun times ahead. All right, so Bitcoin, good old Bitcoin. Now I'm going to be doing Bitcoin coverage, I think, tomorrow. So we're looking at all the Bitcoin narrative as we go forward. So we've obviously talked about the stablecoin narrative a lot today, but we're actually going to talk about the Bitcoin narrative again. We've been following that because I think it's a mega theme, right? Bitcoin moving high. We're expecting some pretty awesome pricing for Bitcoin over this cycle. And so the Bitcoin options on PulseChain have been a fun thing to talk through, all the way from bridged in Bitcoin, fork Bitcoin, pump tire Bitcoin, pulse Bitcoin. I mean, it's all there. We've got so many options. And so it's been a fun thing categorizing that too. So keep a lookout for that. We'll be talking more about that tomorrow. And of course, we talked about all the big farm coins up here, right? Ink Printer, Ink Reward, and Blitz and stuff like that. Well, we got PulseChain down here as well, which is pretty cool. PulseChain sitting at number 39, up 10%. We've got Doubt up at 10% at the moment. G-Baby from, I think, James Marie as well, 10%. And then, of course, looking good there. So those are everything over 10% right now. Just below 10%, we've got some hot stars as well. Gelato, Top Hat, Secrecy. We got Hidden, we got UFC, we got X Game, of course, also from SolidX. And, SolidX has 3 pump tires. X Game, of course, Firewhale, and the Solid X game of Pump Ties as well. So there's 4 tokens, but I think that Solid X and X game are going to be the ones to really watch, and of course that's going to be fun to see, right? So they're on the move right now, looking pretty good. So kind of cool. We got other tokens on the move here though as well, all the way down, but we got so many coins. So basically we've got 80% of the coins on the leaderboard today on Deck Screen is trending at the 24-hour is in the green. So it's kind of cool at the moment, but some of them will be performing less than PulseChain, but that's kind of where we are right now. All right, we got a couple more comments. Tortoise Johnny says it has begun, certainly has begun. Trevor in the house as well, absolute 100. You know what we're talking about there. So let's jump over to Heartwood Dog, because this is really some big news today. Heartwood Dog, the anime series on PulseChain, pretty much synonymous with PulseChain, I think. Of course, got many of your favorite community people, influencers, celebrities inside this beast. It is going to be huge. We're expecting well over 100 chapters during the bull market. We're up to chapter 11, and this chapter is probably one of the most exciting because fresh off a crushing defeat at the hands of an alternate universe Conor McGregor, Hog is left bloodied, broken, and lost. He lost that fight. He got beaten badly, unsure how to close the monstrous gap in power, but fate has a plan. Enter Stylebender, the last Stylebender. Sensei Izzy himself has agreed to take Hog under his wing and trade him inside the legendary room of Spirit and Time, where 1 year of combat mastery can be forged in a single day. But this is no casual sparring session. Will the brutality of the training break Hog or make him? So this is the big next episode. Very exciting about this. Hog, of course, getting beaten to a pulp in chapter 10. But now in chapter 11, will he be able to train years, decades in a day, and of course be able to challenge Conor McGregor again for revenge and the title? So really, really exciting about this. This is from Hog, of course. Big shout out to Heartwood Dog. Now we're going to requote this, I think, and get this out there. So what should we write? I am backing Hog to beat Colin. I guess we say McGregor, Conor McGregor, in this, I guess, rematch, is it? In this beat Conor McGregor in this epic rematch, and this chapter 11 is out. Let's go. All right, so a big shout out to the team. Really looking forward to that, and that's with Heartwood Dog. So check out the episode, guys. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing, and looking forward to it. Right, looking forward to it. Let's put some fire in that. Bam, 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 bam. Let's go. So I'm backing Hog to beat Conor McGregor in this epic rematch. Chapter 11 is out. Let's go. So we're going to push that out right now and check that out. So if you guys haven't already, don't forget to check out chapter number 11 is out. It is out. So Hog's revenge. Will he beat Conor McGregor on his comeback? He got beat down in chapter 10, that's for sure. So check it out. Bam. There we go. And I noticed that Hog token is on a tier right now. So you can pick up Hog as well if you want to get some of that sweet, sweet Hogness. Chapter 11 is out. Looking forward to that. So check it out. All right. I think that's it at the moment. We'll probably play this video maybe tomorrow. We might play the video tomorrow, eh? But if you haven't seen it, we will probably cover it as well. But check out. There's also 10 other chapters if you want to catch up with the story. Pretty awesome there. All right. So, yeah. Pretty cool. We're up to an hour and 34. I think it's time to finish. What an epic show. We've got a great bunch of people watching right now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And we're going to do one little special thing at the end, wasn't it? We were going to go and see what the value of the PUSD ALGO sacrifice is right now. And that was a special request that I just made on the front of Matt in Perth. So let's bring up the profile. Let me paste that, bam, on the way up. And let's find the old sacrifice address for PUSD ALGO. All right, where are we going for that? Let's find that, bam. If you want to participate, the link's in the video description. If you want to get a 90% bonus, check that out. So PUSD ALGO, you're going to have to be patient, of course. Just be patient, but it is on the move. And 19%. All right. bonus. All right, so that is on the mix, and yeah, over 75% of the capital is going to go straight into the protocol, and looking forward to that. So that is the link there to PUSD ALGO. But let's get into the actual link. We're going to bring up the actual. Site. Then let me pick up the contribution or sacrifice capital there. I'm just pasting it in, just pulling it up. So let me do that. Bam, bam, bam. And we might talk about this tomorrow as well. Maybe we'll pick this up for tomorrow's lineup. How about that? Let me quickly go back to the other screen. Just waiting for it to render. Let's see here. Where are we going? Back here. Boom. All right. So this is currently the PulseChain contribution or sacrifice for PUSD ALGO, the first decentralized stablecoin on PulseChain, but probably in the world. And of course, we're looking forward to this actually being one that works. We've seen it working on testnet, worked beautifully over a year ago. So yeah, looking forward to this. Really, it's going to be Terra Luna done right. That's the idea. Currently, the value is $264,500. So yeah, if we keep pushing up higher there to get that to $500,000, then yeah, I think we're going to get there. So divided by 264. So we need pretty much a 90% increase in the price of Ethereum right now. If Ethereum is currently $3,842. In fact, that's gone up, isn't it? So 3,842. Then we need what happened there? I have no idea what happened there. What did I say? 1.9. So 1.9. I'm not sure what happened to that calculator. It happens to me all the time. I'm not sure what's going. 3,842. Then we need Ethereum to be about $7,300. That would get us up to $500,000 for the PUSD ALGO. Obviously, people can contribute. That makes it happen faster. But that'd be the idea there. And then you could put it into some V3 pools, full range, which is going to be a V3 DEX, going to be part of FATI. So it could end up being one of the big DEXs on PulseChain too. So it's got a double whammy there, right? Got a double whammy. And also could have some automatic clients like Mafia Game integrated into it. Ching, ching. On-chain bet, the omni-chain decentralized casino on multi-chain, hooked into PUSD ALGO as well. Ching, ching. See what I mean? Like ching, ching. And then everything else joins into as well. So you got to think of the bigger picture as well. So yeah, look forward to that. All we need to do is Jacob, get it out there. Let's make it happen. He's working towards it. So I'm sure it's going to be fine. So there we go. That is pretty much where we are at the moment. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to play out some alpha on the way out. What a show! I started early because I knew we were going to be talking for quite a bit. I'm even 8 minutes beyond normal time. Yeah, very, very fun. Let me just set up something here on the way out because we're going to have a bit of fun here because the foam is real and you should be getting excited because it is so cool. So bam, let me just double check that, hide that and hide that. Oh, I don't know what's going on here, guys. This thing is not doing what it's told. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what that's. I'm trying to do it. Functions. It's not working. I might just delete that. Shall I? Let's delete that. I'm going to bin that just so it works. All right. Take care, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. I'll catch you on tomorrow's show. Get excited. PulseChain is on the move, guys. And it's only going to go up from here. That's all we can say. 5555 says DJ Hickson. Absolutely. All right. Take care. Bye for now.
It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up. Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of the correction zone. That's going to be harder because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, "Is it over?" And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.